the past 4 months, I've applied various sociological theories to the Ultibate Summit Medical Center to examine what I've called everyday theory in action. Recently, I took theory on the road and interviewed Ultibate's nurse Tansy Osagale. The interview with Tansy revealed subtle ways that the theories of McKinnon, de Beauvoir, Weber, Foucault, Durkheim, Fanon, and Marx might apply to medical care at Ultibates. According to an article on the Ultibate Summit website, Does Your Gender Impact Your Health? Summer 2008, women tend to schedule more doctor's visits than men. But why? I decided to ask Tansy what she thought of this question.
They schedule your appointment every month for the first 4 months or whatever, and then every 3 weeks and every 2 weeks or whatever. It's not really an option. But in general, I think we're taught, you go get your pap smear, your women's health every year until you're whatever. We're just taught that. Maybe women's health is more, maybe there's more things that can go wrong for women than men, so we feel the more need to go get it checked out. No, I don't feel objectified at all as a patient because you just had a baby. What are you going to do? Have your baby at home? No. Objectified as a nurse? No, I could see if you're a stripper, maybe.
Okay.
But not nursing because it's not like we're in those little short nursing uniforms, all legs.
Or do you think that patients ever feel like objects that, are moved from one room to another room? Or objects who are sick and need to be healthy? Okay.
Because we're here to help them. Our hospital is very, very, very customer service oriented these days, and so it's all about pleasing our customers. These are all surveys and all this for their patients, so our goal is to really make them feel like we're here to help them and serve them and get them through this and help them with breastfeeding and get them to where they're able to go home and take care of their baby.
Nurse.
No, not at all.
But you knew that it was founded by a woman.
Ultibates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's got a picture around here somewhere. The person who knows that answer is the manager or the charge nurse that's always here. The normal charge nurse that's here Monday through Friday. So right now I'm in charge and it's the weekend, so I'm a relief charge nurse. So they still, actually before you came in, they want us to be as productive as possible. There's a little key in the computer where you put in how many patients you have to how many nurses you have, and it spits out a number. We're supposed to always be at 100%, which means we are, if I have one more nurse than what I need, I should send her home. So, right now, I just canceled the nurse that's supposed to come in at 7 because I'm just not that productive. So, they try to keep us going that way, keep us on budget. I know right now this hospital is, would like to save more money. No. I went to nursing school because I was, had a baby. I was I don't know what I should do. Me and my best friend went to nursing school because I couldn't sit in the office. And I wanted to work with people, and I love it now that I'm here, but it wasn't a calling. It was a totally stupid... Alright, so every single day, the charge nurse or the resource nurse has to talk to every single patient and ask them, Are things okay? Do you feel like your needs are being met? Is the nurse checking in on you every 2 hours? Is there anything that we wish we could do for you that we're not doing? Or are any of your issues been resolved properly? And if not, what can we do? Blah, blah, blah. Then when they go home, we send them a survey. And it's a customer service survey, and we want our numbers to be a certain percent. There's a little bar graph over there. Take a picture of that. So we surveyed them on that level. I mean, basic, like, just vital signs, that's just a basic thing that you learn, like, day one nursing school. So anything that falls outside of the norm for whatever the patient has gone through, everything has a protocol. So as nurses, we don't get to just make up how we're gonna treat a patient. We have to, like, know when to call a doctor and know why that would be relevant to even call a doctor, and then get the voters to follow through on fixing that patient. So if you're a patient who has a low blood pressure, but your normal is low and you've been low since you got here, we're not worried. If you're a patient whose blood pressure has been a certain number and you hemorrhaged and lost a huge amount of blood, and now your blood pressure is low, so then we're worried and we'll call a doctor and, they'll give us a set of orders that we'll follow through. So there's a normal, and then there's a normal for your patient. So we look at both. Well, when they're admitted from home into labor, we don't see them. It's because this isn't labor and delivery. This is where they come after they delivered their child. So people would first go down to triage and labor and delivery, and they get assessed to see, are they actually in labor, and how their baby's doing, the baby's heart rate, blah, 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 make sure the baby's fine, and then admit them if they need to. So then they deliver over there, they have their baby, and then mom and baby come out here like 2 hours after they deliver. So then that's when we meet them. And then hospitals are full of protocols, so they're not full of lawsuits, because if you follow your protocol, you're covered, because that's what they're there for. So once we get a patient, they're assessed by an RN, like on admission, an hour later again, and then depending on what they're going through, we have another set of protocols that just guides us how to deal with them. Solidarity, meaning just teamwork? Yeah, totally. I've never worked anywhere else. I don't know how else it is anywhere else, but
Where does that come from?
I don't know.
Here. Are you trained into accepting teamwork?
It's just been like that since I've been here. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
it was tradition or custom?
I guess. I don't think all units work like that, though, so I don't know. I think we have a lot of, at least on my shift, like, there's a lot of younger nurses that haven't been nurses for like 30 years, and so we remember how it is to be a new nurse, and so you remember that feeling of like, God, I need help. It's insanely strong. Like, I don't know. I'm pro-union, but I'm not, like, that pro-union. I don't know, I'm confused about the whole thing, but we had to strike, like, a couple times, 3 times. When did we strike? Last year? Thank you. Gives this. It's my cream. Just kidding. And it's, like, scary, like, I'm 5 kids with a husband who's self-employed, and so basically I'm, like, supporting a family of 7, and my fear of crossing the picket line kept me out 3 times because I was like so afraid of the harassment.